Tonight we're unpacking the wildest 24 hours in Premier League history. Record deals, surprise moves, and the bets shaping this season. Guys, the transfer window is finally closed. And you know what? I'm actually super excited and happy because my timeline has been filled of here we go, Fabrizio Romano, and to be honest, I'm sick of it. I'm so happy it's finally done. But guys, transfer window, so many moves, especially in the Premier League. This has been one of the best transfer windows ever. What do you think about it? What do y'all think about it?
Could be the best, man, to be honest.
Yeah, guys, deadline day has passed, and what a whirlwind it was. Absolute movie. Some major deals right at the buzzer. You know, over $2 billion spent in this transfer window in the Premier League alone, in which we saw a record-breaking transfer for English football. Alexander Isak to Liverpool for £125 million, record transfer in English football, surpassing his teammate who got transferred about a month before, Florian Wirtz. Let me ask you guys a question, right from that. Alexander Isak, is he worthy of being the most expensive transfer in English football history?
If you really think about it, he's the definition of a modern forward, modern striker. With Haaland, for example, you get someone who's really good, movement off the ball, knows what to do on the pitch, inside that box, very good aerial, heading and all that stuff. But with Isak, you get everything else included in that. You get the dribbles, you get movements off the ball. He knows how to pass. For his build as well, for him to do all that and more, I think he's worthy of that cost, to be honest. I really think so.
It's tough to say. He did have a fantastic season last season. 24 goals, 6 assists in 34 games. So obviously great for Newcastle standards, Prem standards. But early days still to see whether or not he'll justify a price tag.
It's a lot of bread, man. It's a lot of bread.
Too much bread for my liking.
Too much bread. And you know what? He has like a little bit of an injury history too. That's like the part that obviously there's no player that's going to be perfect, right? And everyone's always going to have like an injury history, this or that. But it's definitely, I think, a little bit too much bread for someone who hasn't necessarily been lighting the world on fire. Like he had a couple good seasons in the Prem, but Champions League, he did nothing, right? Against other competition there as well. So it's like, I don't know how well his game maybe translates to a different system. For a team who maybe plays a little bit more possession-based football and less kind of counter-attacking football, how does he slot in? Is he going up top? Is he playing in a two-man unit? Is he playing on the wing? Like, what's going to happen? Like, where is he going to play? Right? What form? Are they switching formations? Like, that's what I'm more interested to see is, like, what's the plan? Because they've just bought in 3 new attackers, and all of them kind of pretty much occupy more central areas. So it'll be interesting to see, like, what they actually do and how they all perform. Because Hugo so far has probably been the best out of the lot this season so far. But obviously Isak is still fresh, still new. Probably after the international break, we'll finally get to see him play. But, dude, it's a lot of money for a striker like that. Like, I don't know. He's not even the best striker in the league.
Ooh.
What do
really?
you mean? Ooh, he's not. Like,
who is?
What do you mean, who is? Haaland.
I don't know about that, man.
What do you mean? What do you mean you don't
Who you got then, bro?
What do you mean
I
you
just
don't
think
know?
the quality is there for Isak, and I think he goes into any team, even outside the Prem. He goes into any team. You can tell me Madrid. Okay, maybe Madrid, maybe not. For Barcelona, he fits into that. Man City, he fits into that. Liverpool, all these teams, he could fit into that. He brings such a different dynamic, way of playing that Haaland doesn't have all that.
What are you talking about?
Haaland can't play a pass, can't make those things where he can't
You
dribble.
mean he can't play a pass?
He can't dribble.
Isak can't dribble either, bro. You talking about Isak can dribble, bro?
Yo, Isak can dribble.
Bro, you guys are acting like Isak's moving like Neymar out there, bro.
Okay,
He's pretty nimble for his size, bro.
Yeah, he's nimble for his size, but like he's not like a techie guy.
I'd say he's kind of techie, bro.
I don't think he's techie like that, bro. Like you're putting in like that's like one of his best attributes.
It's not his best attribute, but that's something that a lot of forwards his size don't have. Look at Gyökeres. Everyone thinks like he's a tall guy. Again, not similar, but he's very similar to Haaland, where he's got that build, running behind, good inside the box. But what happens the last couple of games we've seen Gyökeres with the ball? He's got Timberland boots on.
Yeah, he doesn't have the link-up play, but Haaland has the link-up play.
I don't know, man. Maybe I haven't seen him much, but I think Isak's got more than
Ooh,
that.
you haven't seen him much, bro. He's been here for 8 years.
Not link up play though, man.
Link up play, yeah.
All I've seen from him, and again, it's amazing what he does. But it's those touches in the box, getting those last minute headers in, getting the last minute shots in. It's not him touching the ball. That's not what I see from Haaland.
I don't know, man.
Gentlemen, the way I see it, Kylian Mbappe is not the modern day Thierry Henry. It's Alexander Isak.
You think?
100%. He's got that long, skinny frame with pace and link up play with the touches into space that allows such direct finesse shots into the top corners of the goal. I think he is a Thierry Henry regen. Never mind Kylian. I'm talking Isak.
Yeah. who brought the AI in, bro? This guy just turned into an AI bot.
So how come Arsenal didn't sign him?
You know why? Because they probably, one, didn't have the funds.
Yeah, it's a lot of bread.
It's a lot of bread. It's 125 million Great British pounds plus add-ons.
Didn't Arsenal spend an exorbitant amount of money this window also?
I do not know what that word means, but
A lot.
potentially. But
I think they could afford it.
I'm sure they didn't believe Isak was, with all the transfer rumors, like, was he even available? Maybe they didn't believe he was fully available like that. So they wanted Šeško or Gyökeres at that point. They got Gyökeres. But what's happening to Hugo Ekitike?
Ekitike?
That guy
What do you mean? He's cooking. He's going to still play.
at ST?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
So they're playing a two-man like Andy Cole and Dwight York?
No, like one of them will probably play maybe a little bit more off to the left, and they can both do it. They're very similar profiles, to be honest. Like, they're pretty much the same player. Just one's Swedish, one's French.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. Did Liverpool have the greatest transfer window of all time? Because have a look here. We're talking Florian Wirtz. We're talking Hugo Ekitike. We're talking Kirkes. And we're talking Alexander Isak.
Yeah.
Pretty brilliant. Not to mention,
Frimpong.
they spent a lot of money, but they shipped out some pretty incredible names. Luis Diaz for upwards of 80 million. Trent on a free, but those wages did get cleared. Who am I missing?
Darwin.
Not to mention, Darwin Nunez being shipped out. So out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? It's definitely been a transformational summer for Liverpool. They definitely spent a lot of bread on a lot of these younger players. They really retooled the squad. But man, I think the verdict's still out on if it's the greatest transfer window of all time. I guess like on paper, in terms of the amount of money spent, probably one of the most expensive transfer windows, if not the most expensive transfer windows of all time. But I think overall, I don't know if you can call it the best quite yet.
A few years ago, we saw Messi, I think Ramos as well, a few other players go to PSG at the exact same time. But that didn't
work out.
Didn't really work out, right? Well, we see the same thing with Liverpool now. A lot of spending, but not much success.
I think it's a little different, man. Because I think when Ramos was going, when Messi was going, when those guys were going, even like they're all kind of in the twilight of their career. These players that they bought, like I'm pretty sure all of them are under 25. Maybe Isak's 26, but like they're all, in their prime, if not just entering their prime. So I think it's definitely very different. But it's like, what's the measure of success? Like, do they need to win a treble? Like they just came off from winning a PL. Right? So it's like you go and you spend all that money. Like, where's the bar? Is it like treble? Like if they just win the Prem, is that a success?
I think at least a double for that money to be justified,
So you think you spend all that money just for like a Carabao?
Nah. Champions League and League.
Oh, okay. So Champions League. Okay.
Hardest competitions.
They're winning one of those, I'm telling you right now.
You know what I think they spent this money on? And of course, you want to win the treble. But even if they don't win it, and I think they just win the Premier League, what they're building here is not just a one-season thing. They're trying to build a dynasty. They understood. They're trying to build a dynasty. This Liverpool squad, what Arne Slot is doing, he understands that position is now vacant. Manchester City's dynasty is over. So it's time to bring a new dog in. Liverpool. They don't care about winning right now, here and now. It's about the next couple years, what they're going to build up. We saw it with Pep. We saw it with City. And now Liverpool has this side, again, like you said, of young players who are not here just for a one season. They're here for the long run. This is going to be the next dynasty in football. And I'm telling you right now, I can see him 3P in the Premier League. I can see him winning the treble, if not next year, the year after that. But this team right here, we're gonna see a lot of them on the list of Ballon d'Or for the next couple years.
Ballon d'Or, eh?
You think?
This team, man, I'm telling you, it's built different, man.
Whomst is Ballon d'Or quality, bro.
Bro, you don't even have Freakpalm, who doesn't even have to play anymore because Chibozla is going out of his ass right now. Great player, he can play anywhere right now. You have players in the midfield that are doing really well, and again, you still have Salah who's doing his thing. You have Isak if he has a season that he's gonna have. You have so many players on this team. Wirtz has to step up, but this team, I'm telling you, if they win everything, this whole team could be in the Ballon d'Or candidate list.
You think?
Bro, what did we just see with PSG? Almost their whole team was in it.
You mentioned dynasty. Let's talk about a team that had a previous dynasty. Man City. A lot of business this window. Look, we're talking of swapping Ederson out for GG Donnarumma for about 30 million.
Big dub.
Signed arguably the best goalkeeper in the world, but I've seen a lot of City fans being upset that they signed Donnarumma. That he's not going to be that good. You guys agree?
I think that's just foolishness. City fans were so used to Ederson and how well he played with his feet, but does that really matter when it comes to stopping shots?
No.
And that's what matters when you're a goalie, right? Stopping shots at the end of the day.
That's how
Courtois that good with his feet? No, but he makes saves. That's going to save your team points.
That's how I know Pep has brainwashed modern football, because City fans are upset that they signed arguably the best goalie in the world, but since he doesn't play good with his feet, we're in trouble.
Bro,
Come on.
these City fans see Ederson make one hoofing ball and get an assist, and now they think that's normal. That's not normal. That's out of the ordinary. And again, like you said, nowadays I'm thinking we're going back to a time where our goalies don't have to be really good on their feet. Look what happened with Onana. Manchester City signed him because he's so good on his feet. Sorry, Manchester United signed him because he was so good on his feet. But what do they need more than now? If they can go back all the way back then and say, can we actually sign a good player without, having to be good on his feet, they would take that 100% at the time. And like you said, Donnarumma is the best goalkeeper right now in football. So you have to be grateful to even have him, man. Bro, the guy had the best season last year with PSG. They won everything.
They did.
Bro,
That they did.
Man.
Some other notable names for the City squad: Tijani Reinders, Cherki, Ait Nouri. I mean, a lot of people saying that Ray and Cherki might be the most overrated signing in the Premier League, because you have tech, but does he have the mentality? Does he have the work ethic? Does he have the drive? I mean, a lot of people saying damn bargain, but why was he at Lyon for so damn long?
There was
problems.
There was a reason why a player of his caliber, his talent, was at Lyon for so long.
Tell me why.
You don't think clubs kind of screen a player beforehand, kind of look at these things and judge, analyze whether or not they'd be a good fit for their club? I'm sure these teams do this and look at the things behind the scenes and see why or why not he'd be good for the team. And it took this long for a team to come purchase him from Liga.
Bro.
And for a small fee too.
But you're making it seem as it's like just a small team. It's Man City. It's Pep. If anyone's doing it right, it's Pep. So there's a reason why he's at City, and there's a reason why Pep wants him.
Not necessarily, not for anything. Lately, a lot of their attacking signings have not really worked out. If you really think of it, they've just been kind of throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks.
So are you thinking right now that Pep is kind of overdoing it? Like his tactics on field now he's doing with players? He's overthinking. He's trying to buy just all these players now.
No, I don't think he's overthinking. I think when you see a player with that talent level, and if you can buy him for 20 mil or whatever it was, I think if you have the income, you do it 10 times out of 10. Because if you can figure it out, then that's going to be like a world-class, world beater of a signing. But if you can't figure it out, you just kind of sweep it under the rug, right? It's one of those players who can come on 15, 20 minutes. Maybe you can change the game when things get tight. And if it doesn't work, they can sell him to another Prem team get their money back, and then they'll be good, right? But I think Cherki's pretty much just came in and he's almost been the Grealish replacement. That kind of, super techie, creative player who can come in, last 15, 20 minutes of a game and then make something happen. But I don't know. He has all the talent, but I don't know if the toolbox is fully built.
Yeah, it's still early days, but he seems like one of those players where it's the idea of Cherki is better than the execution of Cherki. You know what I mean?
You mentioned world beaters.
Who?
You did.
I did.
How about world champions? Let's talk Chelsea FC.
Oh.
I've seen a lot of Chelsea fans saying this is their worst transfer window in history.
Whoa.
A lot of Chelsea fans are saying that. A lot.
I saw that too, man. I think they were disappointed with, like, I guess the quality of player that was coming in. I think like
Let's look at some of the personnel though.
a lot of depth. I feel like was coming in. Like they didn't really bring in like world beaters. They brought in players who I think are more like the depth pieces. Like it's the thing is, man, if you put all the players that they signed this window in an 11, you're like, they spent that much for all these players. Like you're not really like, my skirt's not blown up by that team.
Yeah, and maybe Chelsea fans have a point because, look, they were world champions. If you win a world title, you should attract some big names. A lot of Chelsea fans were comparing it to their 2021 window, where after winning the Champions League, all they signed was Lukaku and Saul Niguez.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on X as well. I think obviously this time they signed a lot more players, and I think they're definitely moving with a little bit more of a plan. They're signing youth. They're signing young players, right? 2 new strikers, a few new wingers. Like they're definitely going for like they want 2 quality players in every position.
Like who we talking about here that they signed this one? We're talking João Pedro. We're talking Esteval.
Delap.
We're talking Jamie Bino-Gins.
Talking Garnacho.
Talking Delap. We're talking Garnacho. Are Chelsea fans overreacting? Because there's some cheeky names in there that are great for depth. Potential stars in there. Esteval's a potential generational talent. So, hey, if you have a generational talent in a transfer window, I'm taking that every day and twice on Sundays.
But my thing is, like, are any of those signings taking Chelsea to the next level?
Like right now. Are they right now signings is what you're telling me?
Yeah, because I think like if you're a Chelsea fan, you're coming off winning the Club World Cup. You just played PSG off the pitch. You're thinking, okay, yeah, we're going to go for it. Like, we're going to be one of the best teams in the world this season. And you'd think that, okay, like, we have the squad. Let's go fill it now with maybe those 1 or 2 big impact signings. You know, like almost what Liverpool did. They went, instead of spending, 200-300 million on 10 players, they bought 2 players that were world beaters. I don't think any of the players that Chelsea brought in are world beaters.
I agree with you.
They don't move the needle.
I agree with you. Like they're not obviously world beaters, but I think the Gaffer that his mentality going into the season is that he, like you said before, he wants that depth, and I think he's relying heavy, like we see it, on youth and their energy. Right? You see with this team, this Chelsea team, so much depth. So now there's a lot of competition for positions. Right? What does that bring out of kids, out of the youth? These are the guys that want to compete more than anything. They see a spot opening, they're going to fight for it. Look at Garnacho. Why would Garnacho go to Chelsea? There's already so many players on that wing position, right? He wants that competition. And with all these, these competitions coming now, I think we just have to rely on the Gaffer that he has a smart mind. He knows what he's doing. And I think, like you said, with Pepe, he's kind of taking a bit of his playbook, signing Cherki. Why is he saying Cherki? He doesn't need Cherki. But just to have those players, have those young players, because you never know. Look at Delap. He got injured now. And now what? Now they want Nico Jackson back. So, like, having that depth there is always good. And I think I'm excited to see this Chelsea team because of how youthful they are.
Yeah.
It's cool to see a team and how they're going to, we've seen teams with, they have that veteran player. We have a Van Dijk. We have this and that. Who's the veteran player at Chelsea right now?
Reece James.
Realistically, it's Reece James. He's still young. He doesn't really start much anymore. But he's going. And I'm so curious how this team's going to go for the rest of the season. But like having that youth team there, I think they're going to fight for their positions. And you're seeing it already. And it's cool to see.
The thing is, I don't think Chelsea's model right now is a win now kind of thing.
Yes, it is.
They're more so built
You can't say
for the
it's
next
not.
few seasons.
You can't say it's not though.
Why?
They literally finished winning the Club World Cup.
You almost have to go for it.
It is a win now situation. The fact that they have, I think their team right now, their current A team, is one of the best in the Prem. They're right now currently in second. Obviously, Liverpool in first. I think their record is 2 wins, 1 draw. Obviously, Liverpool are in first with 3 wins. This Chelsea team, I see it, and I called it at the beginning when I also had our predictions for the Premier League. I think they're winning the league. I see João Pedro putting in a big, taking a big step now into this new season with his new club. He obviously was a great player at Brighton, but the fact that when he came right into this team at the Club World Cup, he stepped in and like he knew where he was. It was a perfect team for him. They got him. He was like the perfect striker, complete opposite of what Jackson was. Delap was kind of a signing that was maybe, for the bench to kind of replace him. But the one thing that Chelsea does is their depth is huge. Where they can compete in the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the Champions League, which I think is the most important because from what we saw last year, like depth is huge. a lot of these teams crash out near the end of the season, Inter being one of them, right? They need the depth. Although they're not all superstars, if they're all play well, I think Enzo Fernandez took a big jump from the last 2 years when he first got there. Caicedo is probably one of the best center defensive mids in the league. You know, bringing a player like, again, Joao Pedro, who I think is close. I can vouch for maybe winning top goal scorer of the season, right? And then just adding depth. I think adding Garnacho, adding Gittins, adding any other players on the wing. You know, Neto has his starter place there. Cucurella is one of the best left backs in the world. I think the depth is going to be a big boost for them, and that's just going to help them continue fighting for the rest of the season, where maybe Liverpool only focuses on the league, or maybe City can't really only focus on one competition. And look at City. We're seeing them. They're crashing out almost.
Yeah.
They're like, what? I think 1 win in the first 3 games. 3 points. United are in 4 with 4 points, a little bit ahead of them. But hey, I don't see this City season being that great, and I think it's Pep going to be crashing out really soon. And I think the stat was like we haven't seen Pep lose 3 or 2 home openers in a long time. I forget the exact date, but him losing the first 2 games of the season was big.
It's very rare. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of agree with both your statements. I do think if Chelsea do end up winning this season, it's not going to be a shock because the team's good. But also, if they don't end up winning the season, no way Chelsea fans or even people in general would be mad about it, because no one really thinks that this Chelsea team's going to go out there and win it all. Liverpool, on the other hand, they have to win this league. They have to win this league. This is a team that's built for now. So, yeah, I agree with you a bit. Chelsea, this team can do it, but they're here for the long run. So much young players, man.
Yeah.
Esteval.
Yeah.
Speaking about young players, some quick hits as we round out some of the big teams in the league. Man United signing Cunha, Mbuemo, Seshko, as well as new goalkeeper Sene Lamens. I don't even know if my pronunciation was right, but I'm going to go with that.
Yeah.
You look on the flip side, we got Arsenal signing Gyökeres, Eze, Nkapie as some major moves. Who had the better window, Arsenal or Man United?
It's a great question, man. I think it's tough, man. I think for me, it's got to be. I'm gonna go United. I think United low-key had a better window. I think obviously they signed more players, so I think that helps. But I think that they basically got themselves a new front three, and I think that's pretty much what they needed. The rest of the team is a little bit of a piece of work, but I think it's more manageable than what they were playing with up top last season. So I think for what they needed, they think they found profiles that fit exactly how, Amorim wants to play. So, it seems like they're going to give them the extra time. So hopefully, they're able to work out. But I'm really excited by that front three. I think it might take some time for it to get going. But once it does, I think that'll be a big, big get for United, that front three. And I think obviously goalie was another pain point for them. I don't know how good this Belgian is. Right, he definitely has to be pretty talented if they're going out and spending the money on him. But that was definitely a big, I think, pain point for them too. Because I feel like almost every time I'm watching a United game, there's a goalie blunder. Whether it's Onana, whether it's Bayender, whoever's playing in net, there's always some type of goalie blunder. So hopefully this guy can come in, clean up shop a little bit, and make them a little bit more secure at the back.
Bro, I've been hearing United fans saying that this team is exactly and is going to be exactly like last year's because of the gaffer and his system of play. Dude, you can bring these players. You can bring any player you want. But if the gaffer is using them wrongly, nothing is going to work out. They're playing their best player, the most creative player on that team, as a midfield 2 with Casemiro?
Yeah.
You got to do better than that, man. Nothing is going to change at United until their gaffer is gone or he changes the formation, changes his style of play. I'm going to not agree with you, and I'm going to say Arsenal definitely had a better transfer window. They brought in their striker, the man himself right here. They hijacked the deal against Spurs for Eberechi Eze. The man was built to play for Arsenal. His whole career was to go back to Arsenal. And he brought one of the youngest and best ball-playing center backs in world football, Nkapie. So I definitely think that they filled the spots that they needed. They got extra players for those spots as well. And you have all the players, right? Unfortunately, Saka's injured, but now you're seeing some other type of players playing in that position. Depth. You have who else did they sign? What's his name? Madueke as well.
And Zubimendi too.
Madueke, didn't do too much or didn't look too good at Chelsea, but the first couple games, especially last game that they faced Liverpool, of course, they didn't do too well, Arsenal in general, but he was the star out player for that Arsenal team in my opinion, sorry. He was getting that ball and attacking, going forward at the defenders. So I think Arsenal, they finally fixed those errors or areas that they needed to fill. So that's why I think they have a better transfer window, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's easily Arsenal, bro. Arsenal fans, like, the past few years, crying, screaming, oh, we need a number 9, we need a number 9. The last piece of the puzzle has been completed. The final piece is in there, and it's their number 9, Gyökeres. Not to mention some pieces on the side that could help fill in. Zubamendi, Nonzinho, Hincapié, to mention a few. Eze. They have all this and more. What more can you ask for? The puzzle is finished. Just hand it in now.
All they need to do is win now.
Yeah, it's the hardest part.
Excellent Premier League transfer season. We mentioned some incredible number 9s who are due for some big goal-scoring seasons. And while we're on that topic, why don't we talk about our picks for the 2025-26 Premier League Golden Boot presented by FanDuel?
Hey, I'll go first. It's an easy one. And if you're not with me, then you guys are just wrong. Erling Haaland is winning the Premier League Golden Boot again. Listen, he's a machine. He has all sorts of talent to be able to feed him. He doesn't even need the service. I've been hearing it for years. Oh, he needs service. He doesn't need the service. All he needs is to be healthy, to be on that pitch, and he is going to run away with the Golden Boot. It's easily Haaland. Easily.
Dude, at Haaland, at minus 115, you're betting on inevitability rather than just vibes at that point.
It's like Thanos, man.
Literally. If he starts 32 plus league games, stays on pens, great pick, to be honest.
It's a wrap.
But I'm going to talk about a bit of a value pick because me personally, I really like Cole Palmer at plus 2,700.
I don't know if you mean that.
Think about it. What a value pick at plus 2,700 because if he stays on pens, Chelsea are a fantastic team, top of the table. I think he could be a great pick. Super good value at that number.
He hasn't scored a goal that wasn't a set piece since January.
Yeah, but see, I like things to flip just like a switch. And I think he's heading into this season with a new motivation.
I think you're choosing the wrong Chelsea player. Just as my brother said, João Pedro is lighting up the Premier League already. We saw what he did against PSG in the Club World Cup final. This guy, he has so much to prove on this team. He wants to make that Brazilian national team for the World Cup next year. He's balling right now, and he's got the service. He's youthful. He's got so much energy. And I think him, João Pedro, man, I'm telling you, that Brazilian style, he's going to win it.
I mean, dude, at plus 1,100, I don't know how I feel about that because rotation is a thing in this league.
That's true.
For me, there are 3 things guaranteed in life. Death, taxes, and Haaland winning the Golden Boot. At minus 115, it's a no-brainer. I already placed my bet.
You already locked it in.
Had to, bro. Only on FanDuel.
No love for Isak? You guys were just talking a big game. Oh, Isak, best striker in the league, most complete striker. No love for Isak.
I mean, at plus 850, it's pretty solid value, but think about the penalty pecking order. Is he taking pens or is it Mo Salah?
Could be Mo still. Could be Mo.
Mo, though, you do have him at plus 1,100 as well as João Pedro. And think about the usage, though. So many attacking options in that team. Could it be Ekitike? Could it be Isak? Could it be Mo Salah? Too many cooks in the kitchen with that one. I don't know how I feel about it. But why don't you guys let us know what you think for Premier League Golden Boot? And please remember, 19 plus only. Bets and odds are subject to change. And please play responsibly. Pivoting to another major league in this world, let's talk a little bit about some Italian calcio. Big moves this summer. You know, we saw De Bruyne to Napoli. We've seen a deadline day move for Openda to Juventus, as well as Zagrova, you know, man like Modric to AC Milan. A lot of big money moves. Nkunku signing for AC Milan as well. Big moves there. Rabiot at the deadline. So Milan definitely retooling ahead of this season. Deadline day drama with Akanji signing to Inter on loan with an option to buy. Them retooling their defense. Great signing. I think a lot of value there. Biggest fee this window, Napoli actually paid 31 million for Samba Kuma.
Wow.
So,
Center back.
pretty solid signing. I think the player that moves the needle for Napoli, or Serie A in general, this Kevin De Bruyne signing has potential to be one of the greatest in history.
Generational transfer, some would say, right? A player, stepped a little bit down from his prime, but still world class. I say, move into a class team like Napoli. What more can you ask for?
Yeah, the vibes is kind of giving me, man. Like, it's almost like it reminded me a little bit like when Pirlo went to Juve. A little bit older in his career. People thought he was kind of finished. Then he makes that move, and then he just kind of proves everybody that he still got, he still got it. And I think it'll be similar for De Bruyne. Totally different playing style in the Premier League, but I think it's suiting his body and his current age a lot more. And you can just see, just oozes quality. Just absolutely oozes quality. And I think it'll be a game changer for Napoli, who are already one of the best teams in the league. But I also think it does a lot in terms of elevating Serie A to that next level in terms of like star power. Because you think about it, man, like last season they didn't really have a star. Like who was the star in Serie A last season? Like was it Lautaro Martinez? Was it like Thuram? Was it Theo Hernandez, Lukaku? Like for me, like these guys are great players, but they're not stars, right? Someone like De Bruyne he's a star, right? And people are watching the league to see how he's doing now. And if he's playing well, he's doing well, then a lot more people are going to be tuning into Serie A this season. And I love how all these teams are retooling. They're all going for it. I think they see an opportunity to take that title back, and they all just went for it. Everyone except for Inter, I would say, pretty much went for it. Inter did a little bit of a retool like kind of earlier, but not to the extent that I think they needed after getting blown out of the Champions League final like they did.
Well, do you consider Jonathan David a star signing for the league?
I think from like a marketing perspective, a PR perspective, 100%. I think it's going to do, a lot of good work in terms of getting more Canadian, more North American eyes in the league because you have this figure. And I think, to be honest, even on the pitch, I think there's a good chance that Jonathan David could finish as the top goal scorer in Serie A. He's got that quality about him. I don't know if he's necessarily like a superstar yet, but if he has a few seasons of consistency at Juve, he's right there, man.
But do we have some tough competition now that Vlahovic seemingly might be back and Openda, deadline day signing? What's it look like?
I'm not too worried about Openda, if we're being honest, bro. He was back up at Leipzig. You only had I think 6 goals or something like that in the Bundesliga last year. Like, I don't think there's much reliability on him coming into the season for Juve, but they did pay quite a decent amount for him, so we'll see.
Yeah, that was surprising. But I think Vlahovic does help. He kind of complements Joe David a little bit. I think you saw Joe Davis, but even when he was at Lille, he always played well with a second striker with him. Even for Canada, plays well with that kind of second striker he's working off of. So I think if Vlahovic can return to form, that's going to unlock Joe David even more, I would say.
One player I'm really looking forward to seeing play, new transfer, Christopher Nkunku. Couldn't quite find his feet in England, but that Bundesliga season, he lit it up every month. Player of the month.
Yeah.
Might as well have called it the Christopher Nkunku award, right? Because he's winning every month.
That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That was 2 years ago.
Was it 2 years or 3?
But I'm saying that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not going to be able to do it again.
Why not?
No, I'm saying
He had a poor season at
Different
Chelsea. He didn't do anything.
couldn't find his feet at Chelsea. Maybe a different league,
Yeah.
different
So,
performance.
Again, I hate when people come out here and like, oh, they can get their form back. Anthony going to go to the Real Betis, he can get his form back. They can't do it in the Prem. Why?
Different system was
Yeah,
play.
different
So
system,
if you're not
different
good enough,
environment,
then should
different
you?
position.
So if someone is able to pull strings in the Premier League, become a world class footballer, or known as one of a Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer, all timer at at the Premier League, you should be above any other league's fame or Hall of Famers overall. Because if you can't pull it in the Premier League, people are saying I would say is one of the hardest to play in, right? Then you're gonna went to the city and become an all-timer or an all-star in the Bundesliga. Like,
I don't think that really matters.
It does. I think every player just has. I don't know. I think it's different. Like we said,
it's not just United.
no,
It happens
it's
at
not.
Chelsea. A lot of players
Yeah.
go to Chelsea and do nothing.
Happens
at
everywhere.
Arsenal.
You know,
Also-
yeah.
But
But now they
Every
leave the
city.
Premier League. They're gonna go find their form again. I'm so
Yeah.
hyper. No, like,
Happens in
Why
every
not?
league,
It's-
though.
We were just talking about De Bruyne. His last couple seasons at
no,
City.
he's been great. He's won it
Last
all.
couple seasons, no.
Okay, but how old is he?
Nah, he's
How old is Nkunku?
Hey, we get it, but everyone's different. Just because their age doesn't mean anything.
Yes, it's because they're
No, really.
What? How old is that thing now? 32.
System wise, maybe the team didn't
No.
work well.
How old
with
is
you.
De Bruyne?
Yeah, like 32, 33.
Okay,
Yeah,
obviously
he's
when
been
you're coming out of
36.
your prime, which is 28, 29 years old, that's your best. That was his best seasons at Chelsea. At Man City.
Mhm.
Won 4 in a row. Champions League. They did their best, and now his form is obviously going to start dropping because he's hitting his age. He's getting more injured. And Nkunku, sure, he had an injury spell last season, but from what he did the year before to this year now, what's the excuse? Obviously, okay, he's not finding his feet in the Premier League, but how old are you? Mid-20s? Not even in your prime yet? Anthony, mid-20s, went for 90 mil 4 years ago.
I mean, like you said, players hit their prime like what, 27, 28, around there. It's
How
27
old's
right now.
Nkunku? 27.
Yeah, it's 27 right now. Still time.
Yeah, there is. I don't know. I think it's tough because I feel like a lot of times like depends on like the style of play in the leagues too, right? Like I feel like Bundesliga and Premier League, like a lot of players transition pretty well from the Bundesliga into the Premier League and vice versa. But I think like Serie A is like it's totally different. But we've seen players coming from the Premier League and going to the Serie A and doing their thing. Like Scott McTominay, for example, like he was good at United. That's I think the big difference. At United, he was still good, but he was like a different type of player. Now he went to Serie A and he's almost turned into this like majestic midfielder, which is crazy.
What does that
but
say?
Is he not good enough?
He's good for the Serie A. He's not good enough in any other league.
I don't know about
Lukaku's become one of his best form was ever in the Serie A, never outside of the Serie A. Yes, his best time was at City, if not last year too at Napoli. Sorry, at Inter or not, if not last year at Napoli.
He had some good early days though too. West Brom, Everton.
Yeah.
Or maybe again, it could also be
He
the
was a
manager
dog.
because Conte was with him and he was doing really well.
He had over 100 goals in the prime. I think that's pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah,
for
he
him.
was also playing for three different teams.
Yeah, he was there for he was there for a minute. He was there for Nkunku. I don't know. I think the verdict's still out because to be honest, like even in the Bundesliga, he had that one good season, but that was it. Like even before that, he wasn't really that like he wasn't a star. He had that one good season where Leipzig were kind of taking off. Went to the Prem, kind of fell flat on his face. I think the move is good for Milan. I think they were able to get a player that has some potential at a good price. New system. Will it work under Allegri? I don't know. I don't know if it'll work under Allegri, but we'll see. It'll be
We've
interesting.
seen it happen to a lot
Yeah.
of players. Another example, another Milan players, Pulisic, who scored this weekend. Okay,
Yeah.
running the Prem. What do you do
He
there?
was good at Chelsea.
He was good, but would you not say Milan he's better? Loftus-Cheek
Played there
couldn't
fun.
find any minutes in the Prem.
Yeah.
Comes to Milan, one of the best midfielders.
So what if you're not good in the Prem? You're not good. You're not the best level. You're not good enough.
All I'm saying is that if you can pull it and do it in the Prem, I think you're miles above any other legends of any other league. Or not back then. Sorry, what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Di Maria couldn't do it in the prem.
Okay, what has Di
He's a-
Maria done?
He's one of the
What has
better
Di
wingers to play in the
Maria
world.
done?
What has
he done?
Are you serious?
Go. What has he done?
Didn't he win a World Cup?
Okay, but that's with the national team. I'm not talking national team here. I'm talking
He
about
was man of the match of a Champions League final.
with the Real Madrid.
Okay.
Yeah, he did his thing. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to situations. It comes down to play styles. Because there are plenty of players who lit it up in the Prem, and they went to other leagues and they couldn't do it. Right? Like look at Sadio Mane. Was one of like the best wingers in the Prem for like a decade. Went to Bayern, couldn't even lace his boots.
How old was he at Bayern?
Not that old. He's like 29, 30.
He was 30.
Probably older than that.
He was pushing.
Mane's not 30.
Yeah.
He's not that old, dude. He might look a little older, but
All I'm saying is that sure we have a lot of movement going in on the Serie A, a lot of transfers going in there. I see a lot of not rejects, but a lot of players who just couldn't put it in one league have to go into the Serie A. We said it in our Serie A podcast. Is it the retirement league? Is it a comparison to the MLS? We're seeing Napoli winning against Cagliari last minute of the game. We're seeing Roma win 1-0 against a new promoted Pisa team. We're seeing Milan only win 2-0 against Lecce. We're seeing Juventus only 1-0 against Genoa. We're seeing Inter lose 1-2 against Udinese. Like, these big teams in the Serie A can't even pull it against the teams that are in the bottom half of their table
I mean,
or newly promoted.
I don't know.
Did he
man.
drop points against like Leeds or something, or one of those teams?
that wasn't Leeds, was it?
One of the bigger teams lost to Leeds, I think. No, or drop
I
points.
forget who.
No, but man,
No, you can't. You
big
can't
teams
also
drop
disres-
points
You
all
can't
the
also
time.
disrespect Serie A there too. Like Serie A has its own thing, and if anything, in Champions League we've seen it more. That's Serie A teams made it further.
How many teams?
Made it further.
How many teams in the Serie A made it further in the Champions League?
in the last couple
One
of years
team?
they have?
One team.
Okay,
Inter Milan.
the best team, or if England can have one or two teams, as far as how Inter went, bro, then that's saying a lot right there. Inter, we're saying, oh, they're not that. It's Inter, bro. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, just because a player doesn't cut it in the Premier League doesn't mean that they're not good. Sometimes, position wise, timing wise, gaffer wise, bro.
But I'm not giving you one scenario. There's hundreds of
There
them.
probably is hundreds
There's a
of scenarios
handful.
of other way around, but I don't remember right now, unfortunately. I don't know.
If there's many, then you can say one.
I think Nkunku's gonna have a good season. Unfortunately, he was in a position in the Premier League where he didn't get his chance. When he did, and again, that's what happens. Unfortunately, when you get injured one time, you lose your position. The guy that's in that position does good. Why would, as a gaffer, why would I put you in if I know that your replacement's killing it right now? That's what happens in football sometimes. You lose your position, you might not get it back.
Do you know how many Serie A teams made in the round of 16 last year? Round of 16.
I don't know.
One.
Okay.
And compared to a lot of the other teams in the league, freaking Aston Villa did it further than a lot of the Serie A teams.
I don't know. I think this Serie A is going to be a lot more entertaining and a lot more competitive. So I think you got to stay tuned for Champions League as well. I think these Serie A teams are going to do good. At least I think so.
Maybe. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, moving on to the Iberian Sea. We're in Spain, La Liga. Few moves in and around. We had Real Madrid signing Huijsen, Trent Alexander-Arnold as some of their major gets. Mastantuono. Barcelona signing, Rashford, Joan Garcia, among others. Atletico Madrid signing Thiago Almada, Raspadori. Them retooling a little bit. Simeone still, the highest paid coach and still perennial third place. But that's a debate for another day. But we're talking the big three in La Liga. Who had the best transfer window?
In La Liga?
Yeah.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think Madrid. They had, like, Barca. They signed a couple players. One, again, like a player who hasn't really been finding his form on loan. Keeper, I think, again, good get, but like, is he that much better than Szczesny for like this season, heading into this season? I know long term he is, but like for this season, is it really that much of an upgrade on Szczesny? Maybe. But I think Madrid, they retooled. They retooled that back line. Huijsen, probably like a top 5, top 10 center back in the world. They're able to get him in at a pretty good fee as well. And they bought some young players in too. Mastantuono, again, another bright talent. Xabi seems to like him as well. So I got to say Madrid. I think Atleti made a lot of volume. They brought in a lot of signings, but I just don't see how it's working. They brought in like Baena. They brought in Raspadori, like Ruggeri, Hanko. They brought in all these players, but I think sometimes sometimes teams can do too much. I think there's like a fine line between like having a really good transfer window in terms of quality and making sure your team has that continuity, and then signing way too many players that you almost need like half a season for all the players to get accustomed to playing with each other, and it never works out. And I think that's what we're seeing with Atleti right now. They're having a slow start because there's so many new faces in the changing room, so many new players trying to get accustomed to the tactics. It's Real Madrid for me. Not even close. Real Madrid. Not even close. You heard me.
Not even close is funny, man. Nah.
Why? Why is
I
it
think
funny?
Barcelona had the best transfer window of the Liga for sure, hands down.
Hands down.
100%. Because we didn't need much. We got two players for two positions that, obviously Szczesny, great gaffer, but could he have done it for next season? Who knows about that?
Gaffer?
Oh my gosh. Szczesny as a keeper.
Yeah.
Who knows if he could do it again for this season? So we got another one.
Yeah.
Rashford, of course, now looking at it, the last couple of seasons, obviously he didn't play too well, didn't have those opportunities, but he's not coming into this team as a starter. He's not here to start. He's here to come in those moments where, Lewandowski's injured or we need someone on the left.
Mm-hmm.
With time, hopefully he can, get used to this team and actually, get some starting minutes in there, which he has. He's been starting for a couple games here and there. But that's why I think it is the best transfer, because we didn't have to go out and buy players. We didn't have to do much more things. We got what we needed and we pulled out. We made it. We were so close to making it to the Champions League final last year. We won La Liga. We won all these other trophies. What else did Barca need? I think that's why it's the best transfer window in La Liga, because we didn't have to go get anything else. The players we have now are good enough, and we just got those two little players that can tweak our system a little bit better, and that's what we need. This team is built to win right now. It has those players. So there's no reason to go out and get, we need to get Masatuano, we need to get Hoyson, we need to get this and that. Like you said, I agree with Atletico Madrid. They went out and bought too many players that are, I think, ridiculous. Why is Raspadori going to Atletico Madrid? But also, you could say the same thing about Madrid. We've seen it with Endrick. He is obviously not happy at Real Madrid now. I wouldn't be surprised if the same thing happens in a couple of years that Masantuano is not happy either. Because
He's playing, though. He's getting minutes.
Next thing you know, Hoyson's not getting playing time either because Eder Militao's coming back from injury. They have Rudiger.
Hoyson's their best center back. He's not going anywhere.
Trent, who knows how he's going to play. Danny Carvajal's back.
Yeah.
He's your captain.
Yeah.
Rotation.
Yeah.
Trent is rotation.
Yeah. Why not? Depending on the opponent that you're playing, you got to rotate the
then
squad.
You have another player who's not happy too. One of your best players, if not like in a Champions League, Rodrigo, he's not happy either.
He wasn't a key factor in last season's play team either.
He's always been. We know the quality he has.
Yeah.
Okay, but if he's not up to par for what Real Madrid want from him as a starter, he's a starter for you.
100%. He runs it. He goes into any team.
He's a starter for you at Real Madrid.
Yes, he starts for Real Madrid.
Well, what's the front three?
Him, Rodrigo, and Mbappe.
They don't work.
He starts
Him,
for
Rodrigo,
every
and
single
Mbappe.
team.
Vinny?
It doesn't work. That front three doesn't work. They tried it. They tested it. Didn't work. Now Xabi's coming in. He's doing something a little bit different. He's bringing a little bit more of that kind of creative 10 Goulet, Masantuono. And I think so far it's been looking pretty good. I think there can only be so many cooks in the kitchen. Last season there was too many. It didn't work out. I think the signings they made were class. They brought in, probably one of the best left backs in La Liga, Carreras. He's been phenomenal so far. And one of the best center backs in La Liga too. Trent, so far, a little bit of a rough start, but he's that kind of tool that you can bring in to change a game. Even if he's not starting, bringing him in, he can play in the midfield. He can play in a wing back if they need to change the system. Against a team that maybe is a little bit more defensive, he's going to be your starting right back, whipping in those crosses, creating chances. Dude, it's been a phenomenal window for Real Madrid.
It's not to say that Barcelona were an outstanding team in the Liga where they won the league by 10 points. They won it,
we beat Madrid
halfway through July. You beat them every single time.
We dogged them every single time.
How many points were you ahead of them in the league when you guys finished the league?
Okay,
how many teams? It's not about the Liga is not you versus Real Madrid. It's not if you beat them more than the both games if you're going to win the league or not.
Okay, I know that.
So how many points did you beat them by last year?
How many points did we beat them by last year?
Yes, they were in second, right?
But there were instances where
4 points.
4 points. You're telling me with a 4-point gap, with the fact that Real Madrid came and made great signings to obviously bolster their team to become champions this year, that you're saying that your team was just good enough. You guys did a great job. We signed the goalie. That's all we needed to do. That with a 4-point gap, that's all you needed to do?
Yes. Who went to Madrid last season?
What are you talking about?
Mbappe.
Okay, and he got most goal scorer.
Okay, Mbappe. You have Bellingham. You have this and that. This was a Galactico team, and for Barcelona to beat that team every single time last season.
That was Mbappe's first season there.
Okay,
and he got top goal scorer.
And
who's to say he's obviously going to be better this season?
Okay, who's to say Barca's not going to be better? But from what happened last season, this Madrid team should have blown out Barcelona out of the water. This team was built to win.
Everyone can tell you no. Everyone can tell you no.
What are you talking about? So you're saying that it's not a good feat that Barcelona
easy to say in hindsight.
Yeah.
In hindsight.
So no, I'm talking about you guys.
No.
Yes.
Everyone was saying Madrid was going to dominate the whole season.
4 points is not a good thing for Barcelona.
So
if I signed 8-year-olds carrying us.
If I'm a brand new club, I'm the richest person in the world. I want to create a club in the Liga now. I want to start from the 20th position of the table.
What are we talking about now?
But I'm going to sign every single highest rated player in all of football and bring it to my squad. I have the 11 best players in the world. I'm the Galacticos, okay?
See, he doesn't understand that.
Am I going to win the league next year?
We're talking about...
On paper, yeah. Right? I'll get Conte as my manager. Whoever the best manager in the world. And bring the 11 best players in the world to my club.
That's the worst.
Brand new club. Am I going to win the league on paper?
That's the worst thing you've ever said in a while.
On
this
paper.
This is the Real Madrid. This is not a team that, we're just grabbing this team, putting here random players, blah, 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 blah. This is the Real Madrid.
You guys,
are you crazy?
Because we signed Mbappe, because you guys brought Mbappe into this team, they're gonna win every single trophy.
That's what everyone was saying.
Not me, but that's not me though.
They had holes in the squad.
If we checked the La Liga predictions last season, you didn't say Madrid was gonna win?
I probably said because I don't want you guys to go ahead and say win it.
Yeah.
You just said not you.
But I'm not the one saying they're gonna win every single tournament. They're gonna outshine, outblow you guys.
Some people were saying Barca were going to come third last season.
But that's because they see with their eyes and they don't realize that bringing Mbappe in is not going to change the game
but
for
that's
you.
easy to say in hindsight.
It's not.
100%. Yeah, in hindsight, you can definitely say, okay.
You can't say they had weaknesses.
They
well,
did.
Now you could say
They
that.
did.
They had
You can't
many
say that
weaknesses.
before the
Can,
season
of course.
started.
Man, they
did,
clearly
bro.
did.
They did.
That's so easy to
You
say
did not-
in hindsight.
Bro,
You did not think before the season started last year that Mbappe,
Okay, but we're not.
Rodrigo, and Vinny wouldn't be.
But we're not talking.
I'm not saying they're
we're not talking
attackers.
about the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Exactly.
saw how the
In
season
hindsight,
came.
you can see
We
it.
see how the season ended, right? You guys beat them by 4 points, and their entire defense was injured.
Yeah, but you at the beginning of the season, anybody who looked at that team, the defense was a big question mark.
There were no question marks.
Who was playing left back?
Heading into the season,
was
there were
there-
no question.
Who was their left back?
Ferland Mendy?
And who's he?
Great.
Not a good
Champions
player.
League winning left back.
Not a good player, man. Ferland Mendy is not a good
so
player.
no one had doubts about Barca when the league started. Only Real Madrid. Oh, the left back. Oh, are you
What are
kidding
you
me?
what are you talking
But
about?
we're not talking about last season anymore.
He's saying that.
Yeah,
In
they-
hindsight,
they-
looking back last season,
But we're not talking about last season. You brought up last season. I
Yeah.
don't know why you're bringing up last season.
They had-
Come on, right
Brought
now.
up last season, you
No,
said
I
4
did not.
points.
they had weaknesses
Yes,
in the
I'm talking about
squad.
4 points. But I'm talking about how that
I'm saying it's a good thing. That's
how that
huge.
league ended. How is it going to transition to this season? You guys are talking about the beginning of the season. They brought in Mbappe. They're going to bring everything over. I'm not talking about the beginning of the season. I'm talking about how that season ended and how they finished with only 4-point gap from you guys. They had a struggling defensive team because they had injuries all over that club,
And they got better.
and they got much better than you guys. And their team is healthy now.
And same thing could happen this year. But in
Yeah, it
hindsight,
could.
you could look at that.
But now,
So now what?
Yeah.
Let me take this in then. Okay,
Yeah.
so if we win this season by 4 points,
We're not talking about
just 4 points,
yeah,
is that not good enough?
Okay,
Is that not a good thing? Because
No,
Madrid
it's-
has this team now.
it's good. But the thing is, last
It's
season
not that
they
good,
had
though.
weaknesses in the team. This let's remind ourselves here. The question here was who had the best transfer window, and we're explaining to you why Madrid had a better
Yeah, that's
transfer
our
window.
argument. We're not trying to compare last season with this season.
Madrid had a better transfer window because they went and they addressed the holes in their squad. That's it. Barca signed 2 players, decent players, but there's still holes in that squad. If anything, the defense got weaker. You lost your starting center back.
So are there any holes in Madrid's squad now?
Definitely still holes in the squad.
What would you say are the holes in Barca's squad from last season?
Barca squad, center back, need a striker because Lewandowski's aging. Another winger wouldn't hurt. The only spot on the team that's kind of solidified and set is midfield. Don't
Yeah.
need any more midfielders. That's about it.
But
Everything else-
you would have enjoyed another center back coming into the squad this summer, especially after losing Inigo.
100%. Not enjoyed, needed.
Okay,
But no money. That's
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah,
that's being realistic with you. That's just you
Yeah.
being realistic.
Yeah.
You're not saying, "Oh, we had the perfect squad." If you had the perfect squad, you could have been the Champions League finals. You could have won the Champions League. Beating
Yeah.
Real Madrid by 4 points in the league is not a huge feat. It's not a huge feat.
No,
Considering
I'm
that
not
they-
saying it is.
Considering they had a lot of injuries last season. Now that their injuries are back and they improved with more players besides the players that they had from last season, because they still have Rudiger, they still have Militao, they still have one of the best keepers in the world, they still have Mbappe, top goal scorer of last season, but they brought in more new signings that, in case, yeah, maybe there are going to be some injuries, but now they have support, now they have depth, now they have new players. They don't need a Brazilian striker anymore.
Hendrick?
They
yeah.
have Masantuono. They have other players that they can rotate with. That freaking young guy, Gonzalez.
Gonzalo Garcia?
He's seeing many minutes almost every game. He's coming as a sub, but that's good because you saw how good he was during the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
That team got better to now win the league, to compete in the Champions League. That's our new argument. I'm not saying that you guys had a worse one. My argument is that Madrid improved. And for you to say that Barca had a good transfer window because they made no signings, I'm hearing from both of you seems like you guys needed something, and having a 4-point gap from last season is not huge. So there was needed some improvement from Barca.
Matt also did say something there too. With what we had, with the money and facilities that
That
we
was
had,
money for you.
we did what we could do. That's why I think it's a good transfer window. That's why I think Barca had a better transfer window.
You can't say it's the best transfer window.
The thing is, bro, like as much as I want to say Atleti had the best transfer window, I enjoyed that their players that came in. I like Baena, I like a few of the other guys that came in. You can't say they had the best transfer window if they're not going to win La Liga. None of that matters as long as your team doesn't win.
I don't think Atletico.
We were saying Real.
We're saying Real. But
I know, that's what I'm saying too. I think Real Madrid had the best window. They had players to fill all the holes in their team.
Yeah.
most likely gonna win the league, and that's what you need. You need players that are gonna help you win the league, and that's what I think is gonna happen to Madrid.
You love it, huh?
Barcelona only signed like 2 players, bro. 3 players if you count Rooney Bargy, but bro, Barca barely register players.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But
they're
again,
they're
what
they're
happened-
third in that rank.
What happened last season when Balde got injured, right? One injury.
Yeah.
You guys don't have the depth that Real Madrid has.
No.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not having Barca winning by 4 points wasn't impressive. It was.
No.
We had so many injuries too.
Yes, but
But-
it's not impressive.
And the last month of the season, both of Barca's fullbacks injured. Casado injured. Our captain, technically, Ter Stegen, injured.
No.
Lewandowski injured.
Come on. You guys were
Wait. So you're just gonna
On
disregard the 4 other names I
you guys
said?
were on your knees praying when Ter Stegen.
No,
got hurt.
100%. But that's just I'm adding a name to the list.
I can't forget
That's our
about the
starting
names.
goalie at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Our
I
starting
guess.
striker, our starting fullbacks, our best CDM in the beginning of the season. It's pretty and not to mention overall a young team.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it was hella impressive. Barca won
I agree.
the league against Madrid.
I agree. I
A
just
super young team with some of their best players injured at the climax of the season.
yeah. No, I agree, but they didn't do enough to address those concerns for me. That's why they didn't have the
But a lot of that is also like out of like let's say Hansi Flick's control. We don't have money.
But that's what I'm saying. But you can't say that you can't sit there and say you had the best transfer window and
I
then
didn't say that.
we didn't have money, so we couldn't sign players.
I didn't
Didn't
say
have
that.
money, you couldn't sign players. You
I
definitely
think
signed
the
a
best
center.
transfer window in the league was Villarreal.
Canadians, a lot of Canadians in Villarreal, man. Shout out Tejan,
They
Shout
signed
out
Renato
Tanny.
Vega,
Tejan.
Tejan Tanny.
Yeah, Canadians.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
La Liga.
Canada.
Who do you guys have winning the league? 'Cause we didn't talk about that this year. Who
La
do you guys
Liga?
have winning La Liga?
Me personally, I got Barcelona. What are you laughing at over there?
You're funny, man.
Why am I?
You make me laugh.
Why?
You make me laugh.
Why?
Go ahead.
I
Go ahead, go
said
ahead.
my pick. I said Barcelona
Why?
because I think they're gonna get knocked to the Champions League early, and they're gonna focus on the
That's
league.
crazy.
You asked me why. I told you why.
This guy.
What's
right
funny,
now,
bro?
man.
What's so funny? I gave you a justification. I think they're gonna get bounced in the Champions League early,
That's crazy.
and then they're gonna focus on the league. That's what I think.
All right. Next.
Matthews, we know your answer. I think you already said it.
Second season Flick worries me a little bit.
See, bro? It worked.
Why?
We've seen it in the past, bro.
Wow. How? Where?
I mean, how? Second season don't really work for him.
Dude, they scored like over 100 GA in his second season at Bayern, and he was a Lewandowski win away from he was a Lewandowski injury away from advancing far in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the second season Flick? Like you're just saying that because that's like a Twitter meme or what did he do in his second season at Bayern?
Like we mentioned before, Barca don't have depth, bro. One or two players get injured.
okay, but describe the second season Flick. What does that mean?
It's very demanding on the body, the way they play.
No, I want you to
Oh.
describe
Yeah,
it.
like we've seen the intensity that they played with that first season. We've seen how the players might have developed a little bit of an ego now coming into this new season.
What does that have to do with Flick?
See how he could handle that team.
Yeah,
now.
but what's the second season Flick?
that
What
extra
does that
physical
mean?
demand? Can the players handle it?
So just another
Lack of-
season of soccer?
Lack of depth as well too.
What does that have to do with Flick?
What?
What's the second? I don't understand second season Flick.
I
What
just
is that?
explained.
No, but
got
what
you,
does that
bro.
have to do with it? That's just the roster he's given.
Yeah, but that's the way his team plays. High intensity football.
yeah, it's taxing on the body.
Teams are starting to figure out this high line. We've seen it against Rayo Vallecano, bro.
Okay. They didn't score a goal from open play.
Yeah,
Either
they-
way,
they
they're
did.
still exposing the team.
I swear they scored from
I
open
think the
play.
goal was from open play.
Yeah,
Was it from a Hansi Flick high line?
Yeah.
yeah. It was,
No.
it was. It was a long ball through, and then the ball came into the box.
Nah.
You weren't even watching the game,
Yeah, it
bro.
was. I saw the.
Wait, you don't remember?
I
You
saw
weren't
the
watching.
Yeah, but you don't remember either.
He just explained it.
Through ball.
you didn't
Through
explain
ball down the left channel.
Wasn't Barca's goal also penalty?
Yeah, they scored a penalty. Them all.
It works both ways because if you guys aren't scoring goals,
Yeah.
you're not winning games.
Yeah.
Well, Lewandowski, right? I think he's gonna be the big one this season,
I got
right?
Barca winning the league.
There you go.
Yeah.
Who you got? You got
I
Madrid.
already said it.
Madrid, Barca,
Mm-hmm.
Barca, Madrid. I don't even need you guys to talk.
Yeah, I got.
I don't even need you guys to talk.
You guys are saying.
I know you guys too well.
I know Matt is saying like, oh, this, it's a lot of pressure on these players' bodies and stuff like that. But thankfully, we didn't. Our players got to relax this summer, unlike a lot of other players.
Okay.
Looking tired this last game, bro.
Yeah, but looking tired this
honest.
last game for sure. But I mean, the same thing you could have said last year. It could have. Oh my gosh, what's his name again? Our gaffer. Flick.
Yeah.
You could have said last year as well. Oh, the way style of play is going to be too much for our players.
Mm.
Yeah, some players got injured, but we still were able to go out there and do our thing. We made it almost to the finals of the Champions League. We won every other, title. So for us now, our players have that mentality already. They have that, one season experience. Who's to say we can't do it again? Why not?
Yeah. No, they will.
This
They will.
Flick thing that you're talking
I
about.
would love it, bro. And I think it is.
Have you been happy with Barca's play for the beginning of the season so far? 3 games. What's your analysis of these 3 games? Matthews, go.
I mean, we saw remontada. The first game, the second game, not too pleased with how they played, and then a tie this past weekend. It's early seasons, can't really say much, but it's early season still, bro.
Yeah. Lewandowski's a big miss too.
Inigo's a big miss too.
All I'm going to say is first game 3-0 against Mallorca with 2 reds.
That was a crazy game.
Yep.
That was fun.
Second game of the season,
Yeah.
Levante own goal to win you the game at the end of the game. You guys were tied. You guys were up at 2-0,
Yeah, remontada.
and you guys ended up winning 3-2. Where Levante almost drew you guys. You guys ended up winning with an own goal from them.
Yeah, and then
And this last game, Levante, you guys just scored a pen.
yeah, some dubious ref calls both ways, but either way, tied
No
tie.
VAR, right? One of the
Yeah,
games
no
too,
VAR,
right?
which is crazy. But
crazy.
that's La Liga for
Yeah.
you. Shout out Tebas.
But obviously the start of the season is not as convincing as you would thought it'd be. Like you obviously haven't. You guys aren't going out and outright winning games.
6 out of 9 points isn't terrible.
The points you can say yes on paper. If I'm seeing the points, it looks great.
Yeah.
But the fact how the games are ending, and you see the stats and how you guys are playing, it's not a convincing football.
No, a little rough to start the season, but as long as the points are coming in and continues like that, then
But how,
Yeah,
that's
but
the only argument is that how long can that go for?
that's the thing, right?
But I also think that we're trying new things.
Why are you trying new things?
Because it's the
Like,
start of a
no.
new season. When am I supposed to start new things here?
Wait, what?
Oh yeah,
you
when
talking
you're
about?
mid-time,
You don't start new
mid-season.
things. You don't start new things at the beginning of a season. You try things out during summer season, during friendlies, during things. If you're telling no. If you're telling me our team is perfect, we didn't make no signings. All we have to do was get a goalie. Our team was perfect, but let's try new things. You don't try new things when your team is perfect, David.
Wait, what new things are they trying? What are you talking about?
We're trying Rafinha down the middle.
Bro, he was
We're trying
You doing that last year too.
we're trying thing on the left wing.
Who?
Rashford.
That's not trying. That's
or-
what you're saying.
wasn't
is
there last
that's
year, bro.
playing his
We're
position.
playing Garcia on the right.
We're playing Ter Stegen in
he
net.
was playing there last year at the end of the season, bro.
But now he's playing a lot better. Now he's really playing really good.
Yeah.
We have Koundé, who I don't even know who starts for that team anymore at that position because Garcia's doing really well. We have defenders now that we're rotating every single game. These are things that we're trying new. We have Ferran Torres up top because things injured. We're trying new moves.
It's not by,
Danny,
it's not by choice.
Danny almost started last game.
It's not new things.
Danny almost started last game.
rotation, bro.
It's
Exactly.
rotation. It's
We're
rotation.
trying
That's
things.
not new things. Rotation.
We're trying things. What's rotation then?
It's not trying new things. It's not
trying
You're not gonna
things.
play your Gal 11 every game.
But it's trying things.
Yeah, that's what happens, bro. It's
Teams,
football.
teams don't play their Gal 11 every game?
No,
What do you mean? Liverpool
you talking
weren't
about?
playing their Gal 11 every game? The last couple of games?
nah.
They weren't playing their best team the last 3 games.
As long as every player is available to fit and play, you're gonna try to play them. But when they're not,
Exactly.
then you can't.
So then you try.
But that's how football works, bro. Not every player plays
Exactly.
38 out
Try
of
new
38
things.
games. That's not new things,
What are
though.
you trying that's new? It's not like you're playing like Rashford right back. Like that's trying something new. So Bosley playing right back, that was something new, and they won the game. That's trying new things.
Yeah.
You don't try new things when you're playing Rashford in his position.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't know if a player comes to a new team that's not trying something new.
No, that's
He's
how,
supposed
that's
to
no,
play right away.
but
He's just playing the
no.
play.
He's
That's
supposed
not
to
trying
play.
new things.
Playing the
So
play.
you're telling me every club in the world is trying new things when they bring new players into the club?
That's why they bought them. Trying new
That's
things.
not trying new things.
They're
That's
not
just-
buy a player to try something new.
No.
I guess, yeah.
Is that not a thing?
Yeah.
I brought De Bruyne to this team. Why? To try something new.
But by that logic, every single team in the world is trying new things. You can't use that as an
Exactly,
excuse for
try
why
new
you're dropping
things.
points.
What's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't think it's true.
Sure, it's your opinion.
Okay, man.
It's like your opinion. You think Barca's gonna win it, but you said Madrid.
Okay. Don't take it personally, man.
I'm not. I know
I
Barca's
said
gonna
Barca's
win
gonna
it.
win the league.
I could
We're
put
on-
money on it.
We're on the same team.
Who are you putting your money on?
Barca winning the league. Why else? We'll put Madrid winning the league.
With who? With who? With who? With who?
I just said I could put money on it.
No,
Anyone-
with who?
Anyone who wants to
No,
put money on
putting
it.
it on Barcelona, but with who?
What do you mean?
With
What?
FanDuel.
Oh, FanDuel, sure.
All right, guys.
I think this guy wanted to choose him to choose.
No,
So you want to bet with me, bro? Please bet right now.
I know your bets.
Any one of you guys, bro. I don't care who.
I was ready to put my hands up, man.
I know you're putting your money on Barcelona, but with who?
With FanDuel, of course.
Boom.
There you go. With who?
With FanDuel.
Hey,
This camera's right on me every time,
it wasn't.
huh? I know it wasn't.
So,
But yeah. Anything else you guys want to finish off with?
Not really.
yeah, no, super stoked for the season's just kicking off. In my books, season doesn't start till the Champions League is on, transfer window's done. For me, man, the first few games it's like preseason, right?
Try new things.
It's like preseason where everyone's trying new things, right? Everyone's having fun. But after this international break, the real season starts. Transfer window's done. Champions League's on. The real dogs come out when Champions League's on. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it.
For me, the season starts when international break.
Nah.
The first one, and it's now.
You're lying.
Few days.
You're lying, bro.
Now the season has started for me.
Oh my gosh. You guys are crazy, man. You guys are cringe.
Guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share with a friend. And make sure you guys leave a comment down below with any exciting news you guys have and anything that you guys like to see coming up this season. And your predictions, again. Who's winning La Liga, who's winning Prem, who's winning top goal scorer, who's winning CL. And thanks again for tuning in. You know who we are.
We the culture, man.
Cheers.
And with that, we out.
Later.
Ciao, boys.